Hello, thank you for tuning in to this week's set of readings. This should be on YouTube channel James 13 Wicca, in case you're seeing it somewhere else. Currently, I am doing in-person readings in Herkimer, New York. If you're near there, feel free to shoot me an email if you want more details. The decks and stuff that I'm using, that's below. Other than that, if you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. That being said, let's go ahead and get into your reading. Hello, Pisces. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Pisces? The Temperance card is just looking a little different. It's kind of like, what's going on behind the scenes? What is going on behind the scenes? Are you working behind the scenes, or is somebody else working behind the scenes? Somebody else might be working behind the scenes. It's taking a minute. Is that the ace? That's the 9. Okay, so something else. What's going on behind the scenes? I keep getting information about what's going on behind the scenes. Things are going where you think things are going where you want them to go, but the thing is, you have to be actively connected to it. Okay, so something's definitely going on behind the scenes here. I feel like I'm trying to hold it together right now. You're holding yourself to a certain standard. Is this a power moment for you? I feel like I'm doing my due diligence. I'm doing what I need to do. I'm holding myself to a standard. Are you working behind the scenes, or is it somebody else? That's what I'm wondering, because there's a lot that's happening here, and I'm not hearing the trumpet is what I keep getting. Because there's a trumpet on this card, and it's like, put it into action, basically. I feel like it has been in action. You have been doing what you need to do. It is moving forward. The signs are there. And I feel like I know that it's not going to happen in 5 minutes. Whatever it is, I know it's going to take some time, or at least whatever it is I'm waiting for, I don't have control over it. I just have to kind of wait for my opportunity, something like that. You are putting in the effort, though. Is this good or bad? I'm definitely that reader. I'm an intuitive reader that just because some people don't like a card doesn't mean it's bad for you. Depends on what's going on. This actually is a complementary energy for you, which you may find ironic. Talks about boundaries, talks about strict boundaries. It is the Devil card, by the way. It doesn't say it on there, but it is the Devil card. You're making sure that this is working out. You are holding yourself to a standard. You are holding yourself like, this is what I got to do. It's like kind of like if you're taking a hard course in whatever schooling, you're like, I know that I can do this, but every day, at the beginning of the day and at the end of the day, I have to reiterate what I'm working on. I have to put some effort. Maybe you have to work on it for like an hour and a half in the morning and a half hour at night, whatever. Maybe this is something you have to do daily. And you're like, I have to get up early. I got to put in this effort in the very early part of the morning if I'm going to make it work. And then I have to review it at the end of the day. And you're like, I can do this, and I know if I do this, this will work. This is the only way. It might be one of those things where it's like, I don't know how else I can make this work otherwise because the day is too crazy. I've known people like that, people who have children especially, but not just those people, of course. But it's kind of like, if I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, I'll have time to do what I need to do, and people will leave me alone. So if I do that, I get up, I can get done what I need to get done. And then but it also kind of balances, like, well, at the end of the day, I'm kind of done by 8 o'clock at night because I got up so early, so I start shutting it down, and I'm in bed by 9 because I'm getting up at 5. It's like I have to balance it out. And that might be part of that. Like, I'm reviewing at the end of the day, I'm doing what I need at the end of the day. Excuse me. But I'm holding myself to this standard, and I'm like, I know I can do this. I just got to hold to my pattern. And especially with the two of these coming in, the King of Swords, that is the King of Swords, I believe. The two of these coming in together, I know I can do this. I know what I have. I know what I have, what it takes to make it work. I just got to hold myself to certain responsibilities. I know that if I want this to work, I got to hold myself to doing it this way. If I do it this way, I can definitely make this happen. I feel like you're doing really good with it. It's not about other people believing in you at this point. It's about you believing in you, because I feel like you are dead right that you can do this and this will be yours. You got to do it a way that you already know works for you. Which, with that Devil card going on, it's kind of like, it's not like, I'm going to use the same analogy. It's not like I'm like, ooh, I get to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I love that. It's kind of like when the alarm goes off, the first thought is like, I can either succeed and do what I'm supposed to do, or I can indulge in more sleep time, but I'm going to lose out on the actual goal that I want. So what's more important to me? So it's kind of like, all right, I know I got to get up because I want this to work. It's kind of like, I can get up late and just skip a couple things that I have to do today, or I can get up when I'm supposed to and actually have the success that I want in my life. It kind of feels like that. It's kind of like you're addressing that within yourself. And I feel like you're doing it. You're also setting a really good pattern, because I feel like whatever this is, the longer you do it, the better you feel about it. You're like, yeah, no, it's working. I'm succeeding. I'm setting a precedent. People are expecting things from me, and I like what I'm getting out of it. I'm going to keep going with this. I got to keep going. I'm enjoying it, and I feel like I am setting a precedent with it. It is going well for you. It is going really well. Ironically, there are things going on behind the scenes, but I feel like you are promoting something. Whatever's going on behind the scenes here, it may not be apparent to you what's actually going to happen, ironically. It's almost like I'm working towards one goal and I'm going to actually achieve something else that's better that I'm not even aware that I want. I don't know why I want to equate it to this, because it's almost like maybe there's a certain breed of dog and I'm saving up for a certain breed of dog. I don't know why I'm going there, but here we go. And say it's like one of those expensive ones, like it's a grand, maybe $2,000, and you're like, I have to save up for it. But then again, when I get up there, I'm like, somewhere closer, I went to this stable and I was, hanging out with these people, and they're selling this horse really at a way like I can pay it in payments, and the way it's going, I could start applying this money to have this horse instead. And like, I really love this horse. I would like to be, I never thought I could do that, but like, this horse is really kind to me. I really would love to have this horse, and it might go that way instead. I don't know if I really should have used animals for that analogy, but I did. So it's kind of like something may develop, kind of like I wasn't even thinking of that as an option, but I actually like this option. That's assuming there's not an actual existing animal you're going towards. It's just kind of like the thought of like, I would like one of those, and it's kind of like, well, it turns out this worked out better. Things are going to advance in a way that I feel like I'm not expecting. I feel like I'm advancing in a way that I wasn't expecting, which may cause you to kind of go like, wait, this isn't where I thought this was going. But you're still in a good place. You got the King of Cups here. This is your moment. Whatever this is you're working towards, they're like, this could be your moment. This could be, it doesn't have to be this year. I know this is coming out in the very beginning of the year. I know that. But this is valid for whenever you come to it. This could be something where I've been waiting for this. This could be my moment. But when it goes differently, and it's kind of like something else is a possibility here, and I really think I want this other thing more, this other situation more, this other possibility more, there's a little bit of a danger to that, because it is your moment. It's a really good moment for you. But the Hangman shows up, because it's gonna, this is a natural moment. You're not gonna get around this. You're gonna have this pause, like, okay, now what am I gonna do? So like, if you're saving up for possibly a dog, for example, and then you're like, oh, but this horse, and I could have, and they're offering me this. I feel like there's a pause where like for a couple weeks to a month, like I'm still gaining funds. I'm still building up my bank account if that's what I need to do. But I don't know what to do with it for 2 weeks. It feels like it's a 2 week thing. These are general reads. Take it subjectively, of course. I keep getting something about 2 weeks. There might be something that transpires within 2 weeks. I feel like if this happens, you'll understand what that means better than I do right now. This is like a pivotal moment where I gotta choose, and it could actually stall the whole situation out. It could stall to the point where, like, well, I was gonna get this dog, but now I don't know if that's what I really want because I really like that horse. But then again, maybe I stalled too long and the opportunity for the horse passed me by. But now I'm like, oh, I don't know what I really want now. And I feel like it might stall out. Like I'm not going either direction. I'm just kind of like, oh, I don't know. And maybe like there was a kennel or a breeder for this certain type of dog, and like they had a litter, and then everybody bought them up. So they're like, well, I'll have to wait till the next time they have a litter or find a different breeder. I just feel like something, if I'm not careful, this could stall out. Doesn't have to. But like, it's ironic because I'm a Pisces. So I'm just saying, what might be a problem is doing the Pisces thing. It was ironic with the moon card here, because I feel like if we get really excited, we could stall out and get really into like the thoughts and the possibilities and the dreams and the fantasies. It's a danger. It's a danger for Pisces, in my opinion. Saying this as a Pisces, raised by 2 Pisces, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, moving on. Doesn't have to be that way. To get past this, because I'm thinking you clearly want to choose one or the other. Like you want something tangible in your life to enjoy. Whatever this is, it's kind of like I would like to choose so I can, actually enjoy it in real life. Not just a thought. I want it to tangibly be here in my life. As long as you make a choice, it won't be the wrong choice. So it's kind of like, I'm going to keep using that same analogy. The dog, the horse, right? Really simple. As long as you choose one, you will be very happy. But you got to actively say, this is the knight. I think that's the knight. I read it as the knight. Actively move towards it. Realize the happiness is there. As long as you choose one or the other, you're not going to choose wrong. There is no wrong answer. Well, I shouldn't say that. There's a fortunate and unfortunate. There's the unfortunate where nothing changes. That's the unfortunate. There's the fortunate where you're like, I'll take path A or B, whichever one. You'll be happy. You'll be happy. You'll have something that you'll tangibly have, and that joy will come into your life. If you kind of like get stuck in the Pisces thing, in my opinion, nothing comes in, and I feel like the energy kind of drops. We don't need that. We don't want that. This is a time where you can have what you want. As long as you choose, it's good. Because it will, whichever path you choose, it will build. It will become more, it'll get stronger, and you will have a lot of fun with it. I feel like it's going to be obvious why I was using the dog analogy now, because there's a dog here. As long as you choose, a lot of happiness awaits, and it will keep building, and it'll get stronger, and you will enjoy it. It's just, be careful not to default out and get caught up in dreamland. I'm saying that as a Pisces. There's a lot of different flavors of Pisces out there, but if this reading is hitting, I feel like you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about, and you're going to feel it when that moment is kind of like, oh, I'm doing it. You're going to have one of those moments like, oh, I'm doing it. I'm letting myself get excited about the possibilities, and I'm thinking and I'm dreaming, but I'm not stepping forward and choosing, and I need to choose if I want something tangible in reality for me to enjoy. This situation needs you to help it forward. It will not move forward without you choosing. That's the Nine of Wands. There is something here where I do feel like there's more work for you to come out of this situation. But it's going to seem like there's a problem here. You are meant to succeed no matter what path you choose. And I'm getting like, as long as you keep diligently working at it, you will overcome any barriers. You will actually gain allies who will help you pass these barriers. The Nine of Wands is kind of like, it depends if you're on the inside or outside. And I feel like at first it may be like, I don't know if I really fit, like kind of like the horse thing. Like, oh, I don't know, do I really fit in that group? Will I really make friends? Do I really know what I'm doing? If I don't know what I'm doing, will somebody help me? All you have to do is approach these barriers and ask them what they require. Communication is key here. All you need is that plan forward, kind of like, it reminds me of certain things like I've done my own plumbing a little bit. I did the research. It took me a couple weeks to get it together, but I did do it. It's kind of, this is the same type of thing. It's kind of like, okay, I don't know how to do this. But I've heard that people say you can do it yourself if you just try. And I'm like, where do I even start? So, YouTube to the rescue. I started watching videos. I don't know how many videos I watched. But I finally knew where to start. And it took me 2 weeks to get the guts up to buy what I needed to buy and just step forward. And I knew I could do it. I made it happen. It may be like something like that where it's like, oh, I don't know how to do that. I don't know if I can do that. You might have to research. And it might not be YouTube for you. You might have people, for example, that horse situation. Talk with the people at the stables. If I don't really know what I'm doing, how do I do this? How do I do that? Is this really feasible for me? Another reason I want to use that horse analogy, which is popping back into my brain. I've known people who didn't really know much about horses, but liked them, and the horses liked them back. And they got a part-time job at one of these, I want to call them stables. I don't know if that's the right term or not. But basically, they got a part-time job while they were also boarding their horse, but they got paid for, it's a part-time job, but they learned a lot about how to actually care for a horse, how to do this, what to look out for, this, that, and the other thing, and they got to see their horse much more than they planned to. They really liked it. So opportunities are abound there. So that's another thing that might kind of cause you to kind of get in this moment and kind of feel stuck, like, uh-oh, I don't know what to do. Communicate, talk about it, ask for ideas, see what possibilities are there. It's moving forward towards it, especially like, for example, if you were choosing the horse analogy in this option, talking with that thing like, I want to do this, but I don't know about how I would handle that. I want to do this, but I don't know how I would handle this other thing. By communicating and putting out what you want, information will flow back to you. And you'll have what you want. There's a lot of happiness that can be had here. I just hope you have it. I hope it happens. I'm saying this as a Pisces because I've done it. I'm 50, so I'll be 50 very soon anyway. I know, you live through it, like I feel like a lot of us, we look back and we're like, yeah, I did it then. Yep, I did it there too. And then you could also look back and go, and I didn't there. I stepped forward and I moved forward here and this happened. And I stepped forward and I moved forward with that and that happened. You can see where you've kind of, especially for Pisces, I think we can look back and be like, yeah, I just kind of fantasized that right away and I missed the boat. But on these other ones, I didn't. I moved forward and I actually got on the boat. I feel like this is one of those things saying, this moment's coming forward again where you could have something. Just make sure you don't miss the boat. That's all. That's this whole point. They're supposed to be empowering readings, obviously. Okay, I think we're good with that though, right? I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.